Yo, what up guys? So, I'll be showing y'all my new Warden build for the patch. And just to start things off, we got 44 points into health, 20 points into magicka. For our food, we're using Bear Haunch, Vampire Stage 1, and for our Mundus, we're using the Atronach for the recoveries. Going over the sets, we're using Mighty Chudan, which is going to help us slot some other skills, which I'm going to go over later. One Piece Trainee on the chest piece. Really, for this, you should have Gallant Chain. Just because you won't have to spend transmutes on it, all you have to do is upgrade it. For the gloves and the belt, we're going 2 Rallying Cry, both light. Really, this Divine should be in-pin or well-fitted. This well-fitted can be in-pin. And the medium shoulders can be well-fitted or in-pin. So just whatever you want. If you want more well-fitted or more in-pin. My stats are not perfect. Heavy reinforced legs. Heavy reinforced boots. So we have 4 heavy reinforced. 1 medium and 2 light. For our necklace, we're using Shattered Fate. Used Rallying Cry Swift and Pale Order Infuse, and I'll get into why we're using Pale Order as well. And so in the clip, I was using double Shattered Fate Nirn swords, but after crunching some numbers, don't use the Nirn sword on the offhand. You should actually use a precise dagger here, so you can guarantee yourself more crits, which will do you better in the long run. Then on the back bar, we're using a precise one-handed, and then a infused shield, which this one is enchanted to give us health, so we can have bigger polars on the back bar. Also, I want to go into another optional set. If you don't want to run Chudan and you don't want to run Shimmering Shield, you can run Zons here instead, or Balorgs. Although I really like Zons just for the AIDS pressure that it allows you to do. And it gives you extra crit chance. So with the precise, on the precise dagger on the offhand, you have 35% crit chance. Putting Zons here, you'll probably be at about 40% or near 40%, which will be amazing for your pressure. Really, I don't feel like you need Balorgs on this build because you have decent weapon damage and you have hella penetration already. But with skills, Birds of Prey, every Warden build should have it unless you use in BRP. Blue Betty, so you can get our magic regen back. Also, you can spam it to remove negative effects, and also if you have no negative effects and you press it, it gives you a 5% damage boost, which is pretty cool, but you don't really see it that often. Fissure for Major and Minor Breach. Elemental Weapon, which you can combo into Blood for Blood. This is why we run Pale Order, because this costs health. They have the other morph, Arterial Burst, which costs mag, but you're just gonna kill your magicka sustain if you use Arterial Burst with Elemental Weapon. So we're using Pale Ordered so we can heal off the damage that this deals so we don't hurt ourselves, and it also really helps our sustain on doing damage because you're not using any main stats. For the back bar, we're running Vigor, Lotus Blossom, Shimmering Shield, Polar Wind, and Living Trellis. You can use Leeching Vines here if you want. I find Trellis just to be better for Xing and non-dot builds. Dot builds, Leeching, this build, probably Living. And going over Shimmering Shield again, this gives you major heroism when you reflect a projectile, and why I found this so useful in the current meta is because there's so many ranged gankers and Magsorks as well. Hell, even ganker Magsorks, so that's fun. But pressing this, it'll give you a lifeline, and it'll give you a lot of ultimate gen, which you can fuel your spell walls with. So that's really nice. You can actually see a reflected projectile from a ranged player, one of the clips, while I combo him at the same time, and he just explodes. So really nice to have. Going over the champion points, we got Fighting Finesse for more crit dam. Untamed Aggression for more damage, and it also gives you more healing. You can run something else here. Like, you can run Wrathful Strikes instead. Or you can run another defensive CP, like Focus Mending, or even Cleansing Revival. Running Duelist Rebuff, so we take less damage from all the single target pressure, like in-cap bow. You take less pressure from overloads and frags. And Master at Arms, just another damage buff. So 3 damage CPs, and then Duelist Rebuff. Honestly, Fighting Finesse also helps your healing as well, so it's also nice. Going over the red CP, Survival Instinct, so your roll dodge and your blocking costs less. Pain's Refuge, take less damage. Self-explanatory, Sustained by Suffering. These two you have on pretty much every single build. Then Relentlessness. This will give you major protection when you get stunned, which is just so happens to be you're dying when you get stunned, so you always want that less damage taken when you're stunned. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Here's the Superstar page for those that want to see it. And this isn't going to be buffed PvP stats because you can't proc Rallying Cry when you're not in PvP. But you get up to with the two swords and continuous attack in the Rally Cry buff, you get to about 6k weapon dam. I think my weapon dam is about 5.9k fully buffed. Going to the dagger though, you're probably going to be at about 5.6k weapon damage fully buffed, but you have a lot more crit chance. And then of course, our armor, 30k on the back bar, 26k on the front bar. We're going to go off of spell resist because most people are mag builds anyways these days. Maybe the only things you got to worry about as far as physical goes is things like, I think, Dawnbreaker. Yeah, Dawnbreaker and Venomous Claw from DKs. That's about it. So you're not really taking that much physical dam. Which this is about more than enough. Not more than enough, but it's enough. And also, before I go, our fully buffed health on the back bar is 40k, which gives us a 12k Polar Wind tooltip. Not insane, but whenever you crit it, it crits really hard, and also you can proc, what is it called? What is it called? Major Mending, of course. You proc Major Mending, which when you're Xing, you're going to be proccing that a lot. Your Polar Wind's going to be healing a lot more. You're always going to want to keep Vigor and your binds up, and of course you're hot from this. You just always want to keep all your heals up at all times, and to go over the combo, basically, just Deep Fissure. You can combo Elemental Weapon, and then you want to combo Shocks with your DB. You can also add a Bash in there for extra damage, just a little bit. That's pretty much it. That's all there is really to it. You just Deep Fissure, buff up with Elemental Weapon, and then Blood for Blood, Bash.